Having students with autism in your classroom can be a challenging but rewarding opportunity. You've got to be able to keep your mind open to know that just because you have a lot of knowledge and experience, that you can always learn more things with resources that are available to you to be able to bring the best environment and strategies into your classroom. It's important to remember the student as an individual, that just because you had an autistic student before, you've worked with somebody with autism before, doesn't mean that this student is going to have the same characteristics as the person before. Autism has a very broad spectrum, and it's important to remember that. It's important to remember to have patience and to show that you're willing to understand the student and to look at the world the way that they do, and to take the time to learn how they see the things around them and take the time to learn how they learn best. It's important to show that student that respect, that you're willing to do that, and it'll also teach that student respect because you're modeling that behavior. It's very important to keep as much to a schedule as you can. By having what's going to happen next, something that's predictable, will help keep anxiety low. When they don't know what to expect next, that can cause any student with anxiety, but especially a student with autism. So by making your schedule more predictable, it allows them to have not as much anxiety and not lead to an outburst. However, when unavoidable changes do occur, this is a great way to implement strategies and ways that a student can handle changes for when they're in the outside world or next year when they need it. It's very important to have parent communication and to keep that communication line strong. It's important because the student is going to respond better when things are consistent between home and school, and the parent knows more about that child than you do because they've raised them, and they're able to tell you how they best learn, how they best react to things, and how to reach that student as an individual. It's important to keep the figurative language to an extreme minimum, because having figurative language or hidden meanings and messages will only confuse the student and can lead the student to becoming upset, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep them happy and learning and in a secure environment. It's extremely important to include students on all spectrums of autism. It's important because one day they're going to be out in the real world, so it's important to incorporate them wherever they can, not to where it's going to disturb a classroom, but so that they can interact with the general population and learn how to do that. The CDC states that every 1 in 54 students have autism. So not only will it be good for the students with autism to interact with the general classroom, but it's important for the general classroom to learn how to interact with students with autism. They're going to, as a child and an adult, they're going to meet many different people with autism, and being able to learn and have knowledge and understanding of the students with autism will help lower the bullying and the consequences that can come without having knowledge about these students. By giving your general classroom the ability to understand autism and work with students, like I said, on all spectrums of autism, allows the student to become knowledgeable and respect those students, and can lead to them being able to interact and not be bullies or just have no knowledge and no understanding of these students, and it could lead to a better and stronger classroom.